There we go. We're ready to start. Morning talk show. All right. How are you today, video friends? Material Mom here with we're just going to talk and I'm going to update you on some things. Now, as you see, I finished a yellow one. I already have a person that one goes to. But the winner for this week, second week of June, is Deborah Breyer. And she lives in Wisconsin. So I've already mailed that out to her because I was going to mail another one and I just did them both and said she will probably get it Wednesday. And then she wanted a teal green, so hers is teal green. Now that was a total. I've sent out 12 tissue boxes to people. So this will be 13. This one's mine, though. I put my combs and brushes in here. So, all right. Thank you for all your comments. I've been reading them, and they're so wonderful. And give me a thumbs up if you like me, or share or something so that I know, or comment below or something. But you already do that, and that's so nice. All right. I have a few things to talk about. Some are funny and some are new. But maybe first I'll show you. This is the next color I'm crocheting. What color is this? Aqua? But nobody in the comments says they want aqua. So I don't know what color it is. But anyway, this is the next one I'm crocheting. Some people say they don't care. They'll have any color. All right, I wore this outfit. I'm recording this on Sunday. And I wore this outfit to church. And I have and it all is from Temu, the jacket, the dress, the shoes. Now I wanted to give you an update. These shoes are so cute and they're reasonably priced. But the problem is I have a tan on my legs, but I was wearing them and this back here, it kind of cuts into the back of your ankle. What's the back of your ankle called back there? Anyway, it didn't give me a blister because I didn't walk that much or anything. But if I were to wear them again, I don't know if you can not zip them up or wear them more, wear it in, put a Band-Aid on, moleskin. Put moleskin on before you wear them. And I have them in black. I didn't notice that, but maybe I was wearing nylons with the black ones. But I was able to get a good tan this week. I'm telling you about this. It's called Fatazine, because China thinks we're all fat. Fatazine brand, tropical self-tanning body cream. And it works good. It comes out just white. And you think, is this going to work? See, white. But just put a little in your palms, like this. Don't get it in between your fingers, just your palms. Put it on the outsides of your leg and go around, but do not do the knee or the ankles till the very end when it's almost all rubbed off. Because if you start at your knee or your ankle, it will go grab into that knee skin, and those ankle skin is different than the flesh of your calf and everything. So be sure you do the calf, all of that first. And if you have extra, put it right here, just a little bit. But don't go hog wild on your elbows. Oh, that place eats it up too. Have you seen people with dirty looking elbows? We don't want that. So give me a thumbs up for giving that information. Another person on the comments wanted to know about these little suitcases. And would I put a link for them? Well, I already put a link when I showed them. But I wanted to show you that there's a difference. One of them has 2 handles and one of them has 1 handle. So this one feels better carrying. This one feels kind of, whoppy. But I like the 1 handle because then you know what's top and bottom. Now this one has, the 1 handle one has this elastic to put over your suitcase, when you travel. And this other one, the two-handle one, does not. So that's a difference that you might care about. All right, I'll show you what I've put in it. In this one, they had the double zippers. Like this. So this one, you're not going to know. I put it, it's upside down. So you're going to always, I'm going to put a mark on mine and put top, because that is annoying to open it upside down. Where do I want to put the mark? I'll just put a little mark right here to know that's the top. You could put a sticker or something. All right, so what I've put in mine is, this is all of the jewelry that I have purchased to give for gifts and stuff. Like, you know, when you get bracelets for so cheap, and there's keychains, and I have them all labeled. Here's keychains, here's necklaces, and here's earrings. I have 2 more pair of earrings here that are gifts that I want to put in here from my last order I had laying out. Okay. Then when I want to give earrings, or when the grandkids want to choose, I have some little children's jewelry in here too, you know. And the crowns, I have 2 crowns for birthday girls. I always give them a crown. And then and on this side, in here, I have some other gifts. And back here, other small gifts that, because you don't want to lose them, right? So anyway, other small gifts in here. Because they were getting lost in the room, on that shelf. You know, I cleaned off my shelf. So that's what I'm using this one for. The jewelry and everything. So it's the 2-handle one. Inside, I think they both basically look the same. Oh wait, maybe I lied. I did lie. It does have this, but it goes all the way around. So it does have that. And it's easier to carry. All right, now the 1-handle one. It just has it from here to here. This. Okay. Now, let's see if that's the right way to open it. Why did I get both white? Because that was the cheapest one that day. All right, and in this one, I have put all my extra makeup. You know how you find a makeup you like, so you buy another one. So all of my extra makeup's in here. And I wonder what I put up in here. Yeah, this is all the eye extra makeup. Eye makeup in here. This is brushes, and then this is just compacts and stuff. Blushes, all the extras. And I don't want these around until I need them. So I put them in here. I don't want them out here, and I don't want them too much. So this goes somewhere else. Not in my living space that I see every day. All right, what else? Oh, and somebody else wanted to know this. The favorite perfume, Brazil Passion 26. I don't know if they have it right now or if it's sold out. So I'm going to link down below this perfume, the suntan lotion, self-tanning, and the suitcases, because that's what people want, I think. Okay. Now, I think I took care of, oh no, I have one more thing. Well, that'll go along with this, because I want to tell you what I learned today. All right, I went into the girls' bathroom. Yes, now that I'm my age, I have to go into the bathroom about 3 times in 2 hours I'm at church. Well, they have 3 different bathrooms. So the one bathroom I went in, there was it's just the stalls that are painted, metal painted, and somebody has scratched in a scripture onto it. Now, I'm painting over it, it's still going to show because they scratched in so deep. Why would you do that at church, scratching in? But it's a scripture, John 3, verse 16, chapter 3, verse 16. Do you know it? I thought, that sounds familiar. I think I know it. So when I went back and sat down, then I looked it up. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. And then I was thinking, that's a good thing that somebody wanted a scripture there. And it has made me read the scripture and look it up and think about it. But does doing a wrong make a right? Is doing wrong, make it a good thing? When you did wrong, to vandalize something like that, but it was a good thing. It's kind of like, I was thinking, that's like Robin Hood. He was robbing, but he was doing good because he was giving it to the poor. Or it's like Trevor when he was in school and he was standing up for the bully. So then he hit the kid, and so that was wrong, but he was doing it for a right reason. I don't know the answer to this question. I just know that maybe, we could go about things in a different way than doing it a wrong way. Like, get a piece of paper and write your scripture and tape it in there. Don't scratch it up. And, try to do it the right way. Of course, I'm thinking about vandalism a lot because of my treehouse. All right, so I thought I'd just bring that up a little to think about that. When you want to do a right thing, don't do it in the wrong way. All right, then they taught, my lesson at church was, and I loved it because this is what I just did, organizing my closet. Organize yourself. Prepare every needful thing and establish a house of prayer. Here's 7 things they want us to establish. This is for you guys to think about. A house of prayer, a house of fasting. You know how they found out that fasting is kind of good for your body to go a little ways? Not if you have diabetes or something, but A house of faith, a house of learning, a house of glory, a house of order, a house of God. Incomings and outgoings may be in the name of the Lord. So that's what they taught us at church, and I thought that's really good to think about that, to have a house of order. You always hear that, but a house of God, a house of glory, a house of learning, a house of faith, and a house of prayer. I think everyone's home would be happier if they'd have that. Now, if you live alone, do you still pray? You should. All right. Now, to get on other subjects. I've been putting up some videos of me gardening with Jamie. And everybody loves it. Oh, I'm so good to see you two working together in the garden. How lovely. It's not. I hate it. Anyway, the only reason I'm helping him is because his heart, and I don't want him to have a heart attack up there alone. But I hate it. I really do. Why can't we just buy cucumbers and buy potatoes? Oh, they're better for you up there. No, they aren't. They come out ugly. When you just have bought fruit and vegetables from the market, eggs even, you do not realize, if you grow your own, how dirty they are. You don't know that, do you? You don't know. You don't even think about it. When an egg comes out of a chicken, did you non-chicken people know that it's dirty? The chicken has one hole, and I'm hot, so I'm taking this jacket off. When I went to church, it was raining, and so I was glad so I could wear this with my blue shoes and everything. But it's still hot when we came out. But all right, did you know? I didn't know this until we raised chickens. The egg comes out of the same place the poop comes out. So the eggs are dirty. You have to wash every egg before you want to, put it in the carton and eat it. You might not have known that. Did you know that when you bring in that produce, that the potatoes are covered in dirt? If you put them in the sink to wash them, your whole sink is mud. And the things that in the ground, they come up, they are dirty. Your carrots, anything like that is filthy. You got to wash it. Now, if you have a squeaky, screamy stomach, you're not even going to want to eat it sometimes when you see how the produce comes out of the natural way it comes. So, think about that. So sometimes I just rather go buy it that someone else cleaned it and washed it and did everything for me for it. I'm not a squeamish person, but it just makes such a bigger mess. The onions, you have to dry them, and it's a lot of work, you know. So think about that. The other thing is, every hole that Jamie dug that I had to put those plants in had a worm in it. I know worms are good for the garden, and that's why he has good dirt and does good, but it's worms in there. I didn't like that. Luckily, there's no big growth for the snakes to hide in yet, because a garden snake, if I see one, I'm never going back again. And I know some of you are like that too. I don't care if it's not poisonous. It's there to scare me, and I don't want to see it. So I will not weed, because I can't tell a weed from the real stuff. And I'm trying to encourage Jamie to think about not planting such a big garden. I don't want him to do it. He already had one heart attack up there. I don't want him to do it. Does he love it? I want to know that. Does he really love it, or does he do it because it's free food and he knows how to do it? And I think he does a lot to prove himself. He has so many different varieties of things he tries. One year he bought, there was like 10 different kinds of potatoes that he experimented with and planted them all to see which one would grow better. He's done that with carrots, with apple trees, with every kind of tree that you can. And, it's like too much for him. He should have done this years ago when he was younger. Guess June 10th, guess what that is? Nope, Jamie's and my anniversary. Our 29th anniversary. And so that is a good thing. We've been married that long, putting up with each other. The very valuable things, we are different in a lot of ways. We're very different. For instance, I spend 2 hours getting ready for church, getting dressed, picking the outfit, doing everything, hour and a half probably. And Jamie does 10 minutes. And then we get to church, and guess what? Navy blue suit jacket with black pants. In the car, I think I forgot to comb my hair. I look over. Yes, you did. Then what else? He just has problems. When we're sitting in church, he goes, does my tie look okay? The knot? It's very teeny. That means he's pulled it and, he never reties it. We're very different. Okay, the other ways we're different. I don't enjoy digging in the dirt. I like my houseplants. The houseplants are mine. And then we came, and today he goes, your petunias are all planted. But I had to hurry to plant your petunias, whatever. He called them my petunias. I'm like, they're not my petunias. I didn't buy them. He goes, I know, but you planted them all. Well, I had to, because they were going to die if I left them there. So yes, I did plant them all. But I didn't buy them. They're not really mine. But now I guess he gave them to me. But I'm glad he brought some home. But then he goes, I used them all, so he has to buy new ones now. Oh, gosh. And then we do have some things in common. Like, luckily, we both go to church and we enjoy church. We both like to eat. I made him that coconut pie. He loved it. I don't know if there's any left. I told him, go ahead, eat all you want. So there are some things we are alike, but most ways we're a little different. I have a few notes here, so I'm looking. All right, I want my YouTube channel to be, it has a lot, you can tell, it has a lot of different things on my YouTube channel. You know why? Because I want it to be entertaining. I want it to teach people things and befriend people who are lonely or what, and enlighten them to try to do better and inspire them to maybe get more organized and maybe think about God and inspire them to do better and be better people and to have fun along the way. And I started to do Temu because it's so funny to me how people collect these things and then they show them, and some people are so serious about everything. And I want to just say, Why does an old lady like such funny things and love it and it gives them joy? Why does an old lady love rhinestones so much that she wants to rhinestone her whole life? And why do old ladies and why do young people, you know, and you could tell people are interested. Some people are into the cooking items. Somebody wanted me to do a Temu and show the cooking things and all the kitchen stuff I bought. Well, I've showed them, but I don't know if that's very exciting because most of the things I've bought, other people have bought and tried too. So I don't know if that's a very good talk show. I don't know. And then some people like the clothes, the dresses, the shoes. Some people like the miniatures or the crafts. But they're all so serious when they do it. So that's why I kind of wanted to show my Temu stuff, because really it's quite funny to me how we get excited about such silly little things and how we just want to know. Now, there's one YouTube lady I watch, and I swear she's a shopaholic. And she doesn't just shop Temu. She goes to tons of different stores buying and buying and buying and getting depressed if she doesn't get to go buy. I used to think I was a shopaholic, but then I had one person tell me, no, you are not a shopaholic because you pay your bills first and you only want to buy reasonable stuff and gifts for others. And so, good. He told me I was not a shopaholic. Thank you, Chris, for telling me that. But he died now. Darn. But anyway, some people you can tell are shopaholics. To me, here's how I tell one. If they buy stuff and they never take it out of the sack again and they never use it or put it away, then that's a shopaholic thing. If they're spending money that they should be spending money on their rent, mortgage, car payment, insurance, the important things. If you're not doing that first, but going shopping first, you're a shopaholic. If it interferes with regular life, like you'd rather go shopping than cleaning your house or going to work or sleeping, well, of course we'd rather go shopping maybe than cleaning house. But you got to do it. The things you don't like to do, you got to do them too. But if you just put shopping ahead of all of that, if it makes you depressed because you didn't get to go shopping, you might be a shopaholic. Like when I will admit in my younger years, I would be really sad, but if my husband gave me $5 to go to the store, I was immediately happy. What did that mean? That I was a shopaholic? I don't know what it meant. But, you know, moderation in all things. And some people are saying that I just buy cheap stuff, you know. I know I do, because I'm trying to find a bargain. And I also have a budget to keep under my budget, because I don't want to spend more than I make. I don't want to use my credit card. I only want to spend the money that's allotted for this. And so, if it seems like I'm buying cheap stuff, it's because, okay, I don't have money to spend $20 on the pants and jeans. I can only spend the $10 ones, or the shoes. Or I'm not going to spend, you know, like $30 on something stupid. Purses. I'm not going to spend a ton of money on purses that you can get a $6 one and it works the same. So, I've only gotten like maybe three sponsors from Temu that I was able to, they gave me free stuff. And the 2 times it was only like $30. That's not very much to buy a whole show about. So you have to buy cheap stuff. Anyway, we all know our own budget and we all know what we can afford. And so I guess people buy what they can afford to do a show about. So, but if you buy the stuff to do the show and then you get a payday from YouTube, but you've spent all the money you made on the crap you bought, guess what? You're not ahead. You're not getting ahead much because you still, you know, are coming out with all the crap and then no money. So what are you doing it for? And then, or what about if you put everything on your credit card and then you get the money, but it's not as much as you put on the credit card? That's not a good thing either. And I know they're hoping that we'll do all those things. Be a shopaholic, use our credit card, spend more than we make, and that's what their goal is, to ruin us. Chinese, they're ruining us. Okay, look at this little paw chapstick. I mean, it's just chapstick. All right, little Macy came, and she goes, "Oh, what's that?" Because, here's a paw print on the end of it. So she opened it up, and then she went and gave me this horrible look because it's a paw. I said, "I know." And she said, and just like me, we think it's disgusting. But it does work pretty good. Because lately, everything I put on my lips, they're so dry. Hate that. It's like, whoa, I need Vaseline. But that doesn't stay on very long. But I was using one lipstick thing. It was on a wand kind of stuff. And I looked at it. It's made in Mexico, not China. Would we rather use, and I got to sitting there thinking, would we rather use made in China or made in Mexico? I think it's a toss-up. For me, it is anyway. All right. And then I was watching a TV show this morning. I just want to know what you guys think about this. It was about how many of the new people, immigrant people, are shipped to New York City, and how they're taking over all of the motels, so the tourists now don't have motels to stay in. And the motels are making more money for the government, paying them as a shelter than the motel, I guess. But they're destroying the motels because they're burning the carpets with their hot plates, and they're using it like a house and not a motel. So anyway, I don't want to pass too much judgment because, I know those people, they talk to them and they all are coming here because they think it's going to be a better life. Because we've been doing TV shows for years about our life here and how great it is. And how, those shows, the affluent shows of abundance we all have. So of course they all want to come here and be free and then get a job, they say. The problem is they don't realize you got to have 2 jobs to have 2 incomes, and it's going to take you a long time to get good credit and ownership and everything to have a good life here in the United States. It's not easy for us here. Well, some people might have it easier than others, but a lot of you know that you work hard for your money. But they're getting freebie things when they get here. A cell phone, the free stay, the free airline ticket to go where they need to go, all the free stuff that us taxpayers are paying. Yes, we pay taxes. Where is it going? Do we have a say in where our taxes go? Not really. We have to pay it, but we don't get a say in how, unless you count voting. But they still, when you hear how many $1 trillion and they're spending on stuff, and it's like, they didn't ask me. I don't want to do that with my money. It's all a very deep, heavy subject. But I just wonder, because I have a lot of customers watching me, video friends, in New York. Now, I know New York City is the city, and then there's outskirts of New York that has, maybe country life or yards and stuff, not just the city. So is it affecting those out places in New York, or is it all in the city, I wonder? That's what I wonder. We don't know, because they didn't talk about that. Is it affecting the residents of New York? How is it? Now, I went traveling to Seattle. We drove. And we went through this one place, Yakima, and it was horrible because a lot of the immigrants, I don't know what you want to call them, went there. And because there's fields that they can work in, all of the fruit fields and stuff. Well, we wanted to stay in a motel, and we could not find a motel there at all. They were full. And all of them, these immigrants, it was evening, so they were at the motels, and they were like plastered on the balconies of the motels, just looking at everybody, watching. I guess they don't have anything else to do, and they were just looking and looking. Maybe it was hot. I don't know what they were doing, but it was kind of creepy because they were watching me the whole time. We were getting gas, and then the bathrooms closed, and the gas everywhere you went, you couldn't get a bathroom because they were closed. We had to use an outhouse because they don't want all those people using their bathrooms. Probably because they were like taking sponge baths or something. Sponge baths in the bathroom, washing up. You know why I know that? When I was a teenager in high school, I read this book. I don't know the name of it, but it was about this runaway. And he was from France, and he came to the United States. Well, he was trying to survive with nothing. And so every time, I don't remember the whole book or how it ended, but every time he came to a public bathroom that had a sink and soap and towels, he would wash up because he said, I don't know when I'm going to get the chance again to wash up. So that's what I think about those immigrants. Because when I watch TV and you see them coming across the border, they all have nice, clean clothes and a new backpack, and they look nice. They don't look desperate. They must have washed up somewhere, maybe in that Rio Grande River, except they say it's very dirty. So I just have questions. How did they get that new backpack, new clothes? And then they show the piles of garbage that they leave behind. That was their dirty clothes, probably, and their old stuff, because then they got new to put on to come across. And they get on the buses, and some of them get off the buses. They're not carrying much, not much at all. So I guess they're planning on getting everything new when they get here. But they need to realize it's not easy here after the freebies are used up. Okay, I went to see my little new great-granddaughter today. Jamie hadn't seen her yet, so after church we went there. And Autumn took a picture of me holding her, but I don't know how it turned out. Which way do I go? Oh, she took a lot of them. Thanks, Autumn. And the cutest little baby ever. And she still hasn't really, she was opening her eyes a little to look at me, so that was good. But here we are holding her. Anyway, it was fun, and she was a sweet little thing, Emma. And I said, how's Ezra, the little brother, liking her? And she said, oh, she comes. He'll be playing outside, and then he has to come in and goes, baby? And this morning he ran into the room, baby, because he's wanting to see if the baby's still there, I said, does he call her Emma yet? No, not yet. Give him time. But anyway, I was talking to her, and she said, both her and her husband work at this adult handicap, for adult handicaps. I don't know what you call them now. I know you're going to tell me, and I remember, then I forget. But anyway, and Autumn's very, very good. And Austin, they're very, very good with those people. They just love them, and they think they're funny, and they help them and do everything. And so anyway, she said that she has a best friend that went to high school with. And she goes, she's a single mom, and she has 2 kids, and she gets food stamps and the free HUD housing, all the freebies. And she goes, Austin and I are working hard, and then our dollar's hard to stretch because we don't qualify in it for any freebies. They do have insurance for the baby, but it's not totally free. Like if you're on the health plan, it's totally free. So she goes, we work hard, and we still have to pay for everything, and we don't get freebies because we don't qualify for anything. And so life's harder. So she goes, I was just thinking I should just quit my job, and then I could get free food and everything. That is the sad part about this, the United States, that their system needs to be fixed or something. I've heard a lot of people don't get married. I know somebody, the boyfriend and girlfriend got pregnant, and then they say you should get married. No, we can't get married because then we get cut off everything. So it's promoting single people, unweds. The dads then run off because, they don't have to be around. And the wife's, It's very sad. All of it's very sad. I don't have the answers for it. I just think that, something could be done about the welfare system, that you have to put in a little community service or give something to get something. That's what I think would be working out. Okay, let's give something to get something. All right, now, you say you like long talk shows, so I'm giving it to you. If you were here at my house, what am I eating for lunch? This crappy salad. Now, I tried to make it good. I buy the leafy greens are better for you than the iceberg lettuce. My midwife said the iceberg lettuce is junk food lettuce. So I always buy the leafy stuff. I didn't know that in the beginning. I don't think my mother knew that. All right, and I don't think iceberg lettuce is cheaper, so if you're spending money, get the big bag of the leafy stuff. Okay, then I always put some Parmesan cheese on it. Now, did you know if you open a can of soup and then you eat it, it tastes like a can of soup? We all know that canned flavor of soup, right? Well, the ex-husband, he taught me this. He was smart. I married him, and he is smart in a lot of ways, but then he was an alcoholic, so he's going to kill me, so we divorced. But he taught me a lot of things, and one thing is, if you sprinkle some Parmesan cheese in your can of soup, like a lot of them, it goes well with, but if you sprinkle a little of that in, or he would put Tabasco sauce, I'm not that person, it takes the canned flavor out of the soup. It's very true. Now, sometimes the Parmesan cheese smell isn't too good, but to me, just start eating it and it will taste good. But anyway, so I use Parmesan cheese. It's not many calories, the dried sprinkled stuff, on a lot of things. My favorite baked potato. Have you tried this? When I was dieting, it's not the potato that's so fattening. It's what you put on it, the butter, the gravy, all that stuff. So if you bake a potato and you get out the Italian diet dressing, that's oil vinegar diet dressing, that's real low calorie, you put that on your baked potato with Parmesan cheese. Oh, I want it now. That would be so good. Oh, I love it. That's my favorite way. Some people use ranch, but diet ranch, I don't like it so much. And you can't use real ranch. You might as well use butter and gravy. So anyway, there's just certain little... Now, here's what I found out. Most of the month, I wasn't losing, and I can't figure it out. I eat Slim Fast for breakfast, and then a vegetable lunch and dinner, and I wasn't losing. I've started losing. You know what I'm doing different? I don't eat. I don't eat breakfast. It's that intermittent fasting, I think. You don't eat from 8 o'clock at night, and you don't eat until afternoon the next day. That is what I'm starting to lose a few pounds now. And I think that's it. Just don't, once you start eating, then it's on and you keep eating. So prolong it as long as you can. And that's what it works for me. I don't feel any different. I feel fine while I'm, getting up and doing my chores and stuff. But I just ignore it. I got to turn this fan off because just ignore what your stomach feels like and get busy and do stuff. Get busy. And like, I'm going to go up and help Jamie or go to town. Don't eat first. Just go do it. And remind yourself you're going to eat when you get back. And then I just eat something. About 4 o'clock, you kind of want to eat. So then I will eat a salad like this. And then for dinner, I just have something very reasonably low calorie. I like to buy the meals, those little frozen diet meals that are like less than 300 calories each. But I don't want to eat that every time because they cost more. And I want Jamie's dinner to be something. We live in the country, four-wheelers and everything. They just ride them everywhere. But I want Jamie to eat a meal that's, and lately we've been eating this asparagus. That's all I will eat for dinner. Asparagus with a little olive oil on it, cooked, and Parmesan cheese. So I'm finally losing a little. Now, if I can just keep it up, then maybe. I'm not going to be skinny. I just need a little poundage down, because I'll tell you why I did this. You want a long one? I'll tell you every story I think of. I have these pair of jeans that I've probably had for 15 years. And they were the old jeans. So they were my work jeans, painting, gardening, those kind of pants. I just had the one pair. And I didn't like them too much because they were low-waisted. And so, but they were good work pants because you still looked okay in them. Well, at the beginning of the summer, the spring, when we started doing chores, I went to my go-to pants because I was going to paint something, the pond and stuff. They would not zip up. So I thought, I remember when I was out picking raspberries in these same jeans, and they were falling down on me. They were loose, and I kept having to tug them up. And now I couldn't even fasten them. So that was horrifying. And so that's why I started the regimen of, and in the summer it is easier because you're not just sitting looking at the rain and snow and wanting to make bread and eat soup. Bread and soup, bread and soup. Hot chocolate, winter feeding. So this time it's easier. So watermelon, asparagus, and salads, and then protein. Eat protein, because you don't get hungry again if you're eating protein. This salad, I will get hungry again unless I put a hard-boiled egg and a chicken or something in it, and then it's a dinner salad, I call it. But another thing is, the more ingredients you put in anything makes it more calories. That's even a salad. If you go to the salad bar, I'm dieting, I'm going to have a salad, just a salad, and everyone else is having the pasta or whatever. And here you get your salad, a big scoop of bacon bits, a big scoop of cheese, a big garbanza beans, croutons, all the yummy stuff. Your salad is going to be as many calories as what they're eating the good food. So think about that. The more crap you put on anything, in anything, is more calories. Okay, I'm not an expert on nutrition or dieting or anything, but my sister one time, she said, it's really sad. Our whole life's been a diet. When can we just give up and just do what we want? When you're 70, 75, I don't know. Why do we still care? Because my painting pants won't fit over my big fat belly. But, one time I went to the doctor. The last time I went to the doctor, years ago, 15 years ago, and I had a pelvic. And he said, I think you might have some fibroid tumors in here, which it's hereditary. My family ladies all had them. Well, then I always think about that. Do I have fibroid tumors growing? Because my grandma's sister had one removed. It was a 7-pound fibroid tumor. But then I read about them, and they're not dangerous, they're not cancerous, they're not anything. And if you have gone through your menopause, you aren't putting out hormones. So if you do have a fibroid tumor, what I read said that once you go through menopause and you don't have those hormones anymore, then they don't grow. So that's what I was banking on, that it's not growing anymore. And I watched, that autopsy show. They used to, I'm sure they still have it. And they were doing an autopsy and talking about it on the show. And there was this larger lady. They didn't show her privates or anything, but they showed her belly and stuff. And she was on the autopsy table. And they were telling about it. And then he was telling what her insides, when he did it, what she had. And, he could tell she had a hysterectomy. And anyway, he said, and she has several fibroid tumors in her. So I guess when I die, I will find out the truth in the autopsy, if they do one, if I have fibroid tumors or not. Because I'm not going. My brother is an attorney for the hospital. So if you sue the hospital, he is the attorney. Is that right? He works for the hospital. I don't know. Anyway, He said, do never, because he sees all these lawsuits of the hospital lawsuits and stuff, never have an elective surgery, if at all possible. If it is elective, say no, because then you're risking yourself, your health, anytime you go under an elective surgery. And I used to sew for this lady, and she'd had a double mastectomy. And so I'm sure she's dead by now, but she just would rip off her shirt, and because she didn't have anything to hide anymore, but oh, it made me uncomfortable. But you know, she was flat chested with scars, so I saw it. But anyway, she had me sew for her, and she had one eye that I just thought was a lazy eye birth thing. But no, she told me she had an eye lift, and one eye they goofed and hit a nerve. And so she has one eye that did the opposite of what she wanted it to do. And she told me, never have an elective plastic surgery, anything. Do not take the risk. So then I remembered that for her and my brother both saying it. So to me, the fibroid tumor surgery, they're not causing any problem if I do have them still or whatever. So I'm not going to go have elective surgery. I'll just take my chances. If some problem, like if they grow too big, they could go your bladder and then you'd have a pee problem or something like that, then I could go see about it. But I'm not going to just do it for the sake of getting it out or something. I don't know. That's just my opinion. You guys could do what you want. You do you, I do me. So I just want to, you know, we're just talking and visiting. So that's what I think about that. But I also learned if you complain to doctors enough, then they will do some kind of something for you. They'll remove your tonsils, your gallbladder, your whatever, appendix. They'll remove everything, your uterus, your, you know, tubes, everything. If you complain enough, I think that they will. So if you don't go to the doctors, then you can't complain to them. And so I have all my parts. I have tonsils still. I have everything still. I've had nothing removed except my hips are not real. They are titanium hips, which weigh more than bones. Then why is my stomach so big? Because it's not just that. I know. Anyway, they say I can't. One lady said on the comment that I could not accept the truth. Oh, yes, I can. I can joke about it, though. I can joke about it, and I can deny it maybe a little because I'm joking, but I really do know the truth all about it. All my faults and all my issues, because I have a lot of time to think about it. All right, but you know what? I have found that everybody is better if they have Christ in their life. You are. Your life's better. You can handle problems better. You can handle your joys and your grieving better if you have Christ in your life, because he is the light and will share and will protect you and help you through everything, and you're never alone. Why I have this right here is because there was a man in church, and he was a seminary teacher, and he drew this, and he wanted everybody, his name is Kazare, he wanted everybody, he drew it in 2019, and he wanted everybody to have a copy, and so they printed it out for us for a copy. So I'm going to show my kids, because they had him as a teacher. Some of my children had him as a teacher. So I'm going to show it to them. But anyway, wasn't that nice? They gave that to us. And they even have a little thing in the back. All right. Come unto Christ. Okay. So that is very nice. So, all right. That's my talk show for today. I've talked about a lot of different subjects, and maybe some you were not interested in. So sorry. Okay, I'm going to go eat my salad. And Jamie is going to make me a hamburger. But he made you one last night, but he didn't put the steak seasoning stuff on it, or Worcestershire sauce, and like I do them. Thank you for making it for me. And that was such a good piece of meat, but it could have been better. Use seasoning. Parmesan cheese on it would have made it better. Use seasoning a little more, honey. Thanks for doing it. What did he say? Well, you could do it yourself next time. No, I appreciate it. But sprinkle some of that on mine. He did give me a big old slab of onion.